Hello there, it's Tania Gabrielle, Wealth Astro-Numerologist. Welcome to Star Codes. This is the podcast where we look at an upcoming event in the stars and numbers in the Astrology and Numerology. In this case, it's the Capricorn new moon on December 30th. Now, this is the second new moon of the month. We had a Sagittarius new moon to start the month, and now Capricorn brings the whole year to a close. And it really is a stunning new moon. It happens on December 30th at 10:27 p.m. That's Universal Time, 5:27 p.m. Eastern New York, and 2:27 p.m. Pacific LA. And the sun and moon at 9 degrees Capricorn are in a really beautiful supportive sextile to Saturn at 14 degrees in Pisces, and Saturn is the ruling planet of Capricorn, and so is the ruler of this actual new moon. So this is very beautiful that the sun and moon are creating this gorgeous 60-degree sextile. So it's a wonderful time during any new moon to set new intentions. In this case, you can set your new intentions just a day and a half before New Year's, or even a day, depending on where you live in the world. It's really a wonderful time because Capricorn is about getting things going, working at things, taking responsibility. And because there's a T-square from Jupiter and Mercury to Saturn, so Jupiter and Mercury are opposite each other and they're both squaring Saturn, that is going to facilitate making those intentions, setting those goals for the new year. So we're going to go into that shortly. First of all, Capricorn really likes you to focus on reaching future goals, creating future security. It focuses on achievement, it focuses on career, of course, success, recognition, and making decisions that support you for the future in a pragmatic way, in a realistic way. It's not about cutting corners. It's about putting brick by brick, building that foundation for a long-lasting commitment or product or service or business or relationship. So it's very good to follow a wise path, a path that has strategy, that has a plan, a step-by-step plan, and that allows you to handle responsibilities in a patient, steady way. So Capricorn helps you to grow those skills that help you manage those goals and step into being an authority, being the leader of your life. So Capricorns tend to be more private, so they tend to keep their commitments to themselves. And they also, though, when they make a commitment to others, for example, a partnership, any business connection, they keep those commitments as well. So a word that you can use for Capricorn is honesty, reliability, and also work. What are you willing to put to work in your life? What are you willing to work on regarding your relationships? How can you commit more deeply to a relationship, or do you feel that your partner is committing to the relationship? And also, of course, that commitment extends to goals. And what does that look like to you? Are you able to commit? Or is there another direction possibly to pursue or peruse or explore? Another Capricorn element is time. Saturn is Chronos, the ruler of time. So understanding the timing of events in your life and trusting in the timing of events makes you much more easily embrace patience in your life, and that allows you to be more responsive in a wise way. Saturn governs old age, so there's a wisdom to Saturn, and it makes you more responsible. So responsive and responsible. And Capricorn governs mentors, authority figures. You may step into roles where you're guiding others more, or you may acquire a mentor to help you maintain direction for the year and have the discipline to fulfill your goals. Really, it's all about staying on track with the highest vibrational intentions for Capricorn. Now, the shadow side, and every sign and planet has a shadow side. The shadow side for Capricorn is to have a compulsive need to take credit or a need to be in control. So there is a sense of being perfectionistic, or you're never good enough. So the mountain goat that represents symbolically Capricorn climbs the mountain to the top, and then a typical Capricornian will come to the top and then choose another mountain to climb because, again, there has to be more, right? It's never quite enough. Now, that is the shadow side. If you live on the positive side of Capricorn, then there's no such thing as having not actually completed the moment as best you can, meaning you are on your way and it's not the destination, it's the journey. So guard against being negative or pessimistic or inflexible or impatient. The real beautiful meaning for Capricorn, which is an earth sign, is it longs for silence, it longs for solitude, quietude, and that's where the self-awareness really can evolve. So listening to that beautiful wisdom that comes through when we are in that sanctuary of silence. We are in the Northern Hemisphere in the darkest time of the year where the days are the shortest. In fact, the solstice during this time of year in the Northern Hemisphere begins on the shortest day in terms of light. And so then the light starts slowly coming back during the time of Capricorn. So it's really lovely to take this time of the year to be quiet and to listen. And it's like closing your eyes where it's dark. You know, you hear more, you feel more, you appreciate more. You have the ability to listen much more deeply. So take charge. The destiny of your life is governed by Saturn and Capricorn being connected to the 10th house of career. It gives you a clear vision. Having a positive attitude about your vision is very important. It will take you through those challenging times. And Saturn is all about overcoming those challenges and gaining strength. And the vision itself is the key because it gives you a beautiful vista that you then, when you reach the top of the mountain, are able to appreciate. But getting to the top takes time. It takes patience. So during this new moon, as I said, the sun and moon are sextile to Saturn is so beautiful because you can really take your feelings seriously. You have more self-control. A sense of duty comes really naturally. It brings quietude, it brings patience, it brings perseverance, and it allows you to be more confident and self-assertive and have great creative endurance as well. Now, also during this Capricorn new moon, Mars is opposite Pluto. They are coming together again due to Mars's retrograde, and on January 3rd, we will have an exact opposition for the second of 3 times. And this actually fires you up with goal-directed energy, so it actually works quite well with Capricorn because you can really imagine achieving anything you can desire, and you can imagine victorious outcomes. These are the co-rulers of Scorpio. Scorpio is a sign that's harmoniously aligned with Capricorn. So the inner tension that comes from the opposition of Mars and Pluto is allowing you to channel passion into some project or physical movement or something super creative. So you want to concentrate on the achievement of goals, and this ties in beautifully with Capricorn. Now, the big element that we need to focus on is the T-square between Jupiter and Mercury, which are opposite each other. Jupiter's in Mercury's sign of Gemini, Mercury's in Jupiter's sign of Sagittarius, and they're both creating a square to Saturn. So Mercury opposite Jupiter, it's very dynamic. It's very optimistic energy. There's a lot of positive ideas and thoughts that can come into play. You just have to really listen to your intuition so you can engage in the big vision, Jupiter vision, and translate it into how you communicate about it. But when Mercury and Jupiter square Saturn at the same time, yes, it enhances your concentration powers, but you really need to listen closely and be extra patient, because if you move into the Saturnian side, square Mercury, for example, your thoughts will be rigid and you may not be able to be flexible about how to continue a conversation, for example. So you need to really focus on the flowing and positive implementation of your thoughts and ideas. And then Jupiter square Saturn, that creates an inner tension to help you break down beliefs that are past their time, they're long held, they're limiting you. Jupiter governs beliefs, and so you may feel a little bit uncertain because of that, which is, of course, normal. But you're helped immensely by taking more responsibility for your personal growth, because then the beliefs really fall into place. They are not, you're not beholden on past ways and expectations at that point. So you want to focus on the implementation of positive change. It will leave a lasting impact with this T-square to Saturn. It's absolutely beautiful, because in the long run, with this new attitude, these newfound beliefs, this new outlook, especially professional advancement will unfold, but anything that you want to lengthen and have a long, secure, lasting outcome is going to be very much favored during this time. And the fact that it comes at the end of the year is absolutely wonderful. So you're reassessing strong beliefs that may not be helpful. This ultimately leads you to embracing new opportunities that allow you to express yourself in a very creative way, a joyful way. It brings deep fulfillment. This is all about the T-square. It activates being serious about where you feel most at home, where you want to travel, whether you want to move, because Jupiter and Mercury govern travel, and they both govern going to new places. So if you don't know your personal most fortunate places to travel to live, you can now watch a free masterclass on astrocartography, which is such a beautiful part of astrology, where your birth chart is superimposed onto the world map. And in this free masterclass, which you can watch at positivelocations.com, you will learn the power of fortunate places. And the secret power of places basically is dependent on how your planets, which create lines on the world map, are superimposed, meaning you have components that relate to career, relationship, abundance, health, family, friends. They're all represented by different lines. And so I'm going to go into a lot of examples, celebrity astrocartography examples. And I'm also going to point out a very common mistake that people make when they look up their astrocartography maps online, and how to avoid this mistake. And we'll look at relocated charts as well. They're a vital piece of the profile that you need to know before choosing where to travel if you want to have a good time, and also where to live if you want to relocate. So again, you can get instant access. It's all free at positivelocations.com. And I want to wish you a beautiful Capricorn new moon, a happy new year, and a wonderful Christmas. And I wish you a wonderful week as well. I'll see you next week in our next Star Codes episode. Lots and lots of love.